Okay, so I'm Molly Ann Walk. I was the account liaison for Capillary Special.
I'm Dylan Barnado. I was the research director.
I'm Daisy Miller. I was one of the strategy directors.
I'm Joyce Sigler, the other strategy director.
I'm Paige Weber, the writing director.
Donalyn Bro, the design director.
Marie Jansen, the event director.
And we are the LIMN group. Okay, so our client, Capillary Special Olympics, or CASEL, it's a local nonprofit in the Baton Rouge area. They provide year-round sports, competitions, and events for residents of the Baton Rouge area with intellectual disabilities. They promote competition. They help kids and athletes in the community express courage and just gain confidence through their events and competitions. 5 years ago, they had 20 athletes participating in their events, and today they have grown to over 1,200 athletes. They just established a new board a few years ago, so they're in need of ways to promote awareness of how much they've grown and the things that they offer to the community, and they also are in need of fundraising, so that's where we came in. We created a seasonal campaign called Special Seasons, and it's aimed at promoting CASEL's mission and fostering community among athletes, their families, volunteers, coaches, and the greater Baton Rouge area.
Okay, at the beginning of our campaign, we did a little pre-survey research, and we had a meeting with Joe Segura, who is the financial coordinator. We found out that he believes that CASEL provides a unique service in a niche market. They lack funds to support all their needs of the organization. They need more funding to keep the staff and recruit more volunteers. They need to raise awareness and funding to keep CASEL afloat. And before they put in their new board, he described their reputation as disorganized. And after our survey, we sent out through Qualtrics, and we had 174 people respond to it. We found that our key publics include sponsors, families, the heads of the household, and adults with an average income of $67,000 a year, and they have at least one child. There was a high willingness to volunteer and to donate. People mainly found out about CASEL through word of mouth and social media, although they did say print media and television followed a close second and third there. And people found the CASEL to be fun, high-tech, idealistic, modest, efficient, beneficial, essential, and high quality.
At the beginning of the semester, we set out to achieve 3 goals and objectives. Our first goal was to reinforce that CASEL is a community resource and benefits from potential donors, sponsors, and prospective athletes. Our objective is we aim to have an effect on awareness, specifically to increase knowledge among 100 Baton Rouge families of the newly established presence of CASEL in the capital area between September and December of 2014. Our strategy was to increase our social media presence, and to achieve that, we created a Facebook page, which we posted regularly about upcoming CASEL events.
Our second goal was to promote knowledge and appreciation of CASEL within the capital area. We aim to have an effect on awareness in the capital area by creating an interest among 15 local businesses for Fair the Square. We did this by creating an event document and sponsorship document to pass out to the local businesses and have them share our flyer for Fair the Square on Facebook. Our last goal was to increase community support for CASEL through monetary and time donations, as well as an increase of athletes. We aimed to affect action and to increase donations by $500 between September 2014 and December 2014. We did this by partnering with Lucy's, Slits and Giggles, and City Gelato, who gave proceeds from the event to CASEL, as well as other donations and silent auction items from other local businesses.
And like we were talking about, we were challenged to host a kickoff event this semester, in which we hosted Fair in the Square. We raised $2,000 total. We received $3,726 in items or services and donations through various businesses and individuals. For this, we made flyers, a screen promotion, and a cover photo. And for the rest of special seasons, we decided to do give back nights, to do a little bit more fundraising. And that's the way that we're fundraising is through the proceeds back from these restaurants. For this, we made flyers and a cover photo for each event. And to kind of tie along our theme of special seasons, we wanted to keep our designs really consistent and to show people really when the event was going on and give them the feel of what each season was. So as you can see, these are our next give back nights. We have 3 different themes. Warm up with queso, so it'll be kind of like to keep people warm in the winter. We're going to do those at coffee shops and local places around Baton Rouge. And then we have queso for queso, which we are planning to do in the spring, summer area. That's going to be at local Mexican restaurants. And then last slice of summer with queso, kind of promoting the families of Baton Rouge to get out and enjoy Italian food like pizza right before they have to go back to school.
Step on the light here. So as Malian and Marie were touching on, our overall campaign was Queso's Special Seasons, and so we just kind of like the way it sounded. It really it incorporates 2 big things: the organization, the Special Olympics, and this season. So all of our events and things that we planned for them had to do with the 4 seasons of the year, and it was just a way, obviously they have their big Special Olympics event in the summer, but we wanted them to be able to touch base with their audience throughout the year and keep in touch and just build those strong relationships and get their name out more, get their message out more clearly. So with that, we kind of planned our deliverables around there. Our first set of deliverables are the design deliverables. Like you just saw, we have Facebook cover photos and flyers, and they all kind of had the same look, but just differed per season and the event that came with that. Then we have our internal deliverables. So we created an email database through MailChimp. It's a really simple service to use, and that would just make it really easy to push information out to both athletes and their families, but also the public and just supporters of KSOL. On top of that, we created an email template, and so that way the organization can just go in and enter whatever text they want. They already have the design part laid out, and it's just ready to send from right there. Then we created social media deliverables. So as our research showed, social media was a big way to get information out. So what we did was we created a Facebook page for the Capital Area Special Olympics. Special Olympics Louisiana already has one, so we did one for KSOL. But with that, we didn't want to just hand over a page, so we made social media guidelines and a social media plan / calendar. The guidelines kind of give general do's and don'ts of social media, how to add an administrator to the page and take one away, or more management, administrative tasks on social media. And then the plan and calendar gives strategies per month or per week, and then also individual posts with pictures that they could just copy and paste or take ideas from. So we just want to make sure to keep that detailed so that the page can continue running, and we can use that as just a constant way to flow out information. We then have our writing deliverables, and those go hand in hand with the media deliverables. KSOL didn't really have a big media presence. The Olympics have been going on for a while, but haven't really been covered for the capital area. So we went ahead and created press releases for the give back nights, and those kind of support Special Olympics. So at the end, it always pushes it back to their annual event. And then we just made a more concise media list based off of who competitors were covered by, and then just other local reporters that we thought we could reach out to. And then lastly, a promotional video. So it's just kind of a general video we put together, talks about KSOL, what the mission is. It can be sent out with video news releases, or just used on social media, on the website, or just if you're presenting to a class or people to get grants from, that sort of thing, you could use it for that. And then lastly, our last category is the miscellaneous deliverables. These kind of, well, the first one covers stewardship, so thank you notes. It's something so simple, but that can really go a long way. We wanted KSOL to have their own, so we designed this for them with just a general thank you template of text that they could just go in and edit simply per event. And then the donation sponsor forms. So those would be really easy to pass out at each event, or just to have handy in the office when they go talk to different crowds, or even at the Olympics, it would be really easy to pass out and just get good response from them as well.
Okay, great. So as our strategy directors have pointed out, our goals and objectives, we also evaluated it for part of our campaign. And so we exceeded our expectation of our first objective, and we produced a Facebook page, and we've received about 190 likes. I believe it's 191 as of today. And then we also reached over 100 people through the social media for our event. We sent out various emails to media, schools, athletes, and even churches in the area. And then we also exceeded our expectation of our second objective. We reached out to over 30 businesses for the Fair in the Square event and told them more information about K-Soul. We also received about $3,762 in donations of items and services from over 15 businesses in the area. We also received donations from individuals as well from the event. We also exceeded our expectation of our third objective. We raised 4 times more than we projected, totaling about $2,000 from our event Fair in the Square. This photo down here is our group. I think this is about an hour into the event, taking a little quick break for a photo op. And then on the right, we also have our area head, Charles Gilbay, accepting a huge donation from the First United Methodist Church.
Okay, so after our event, as Paige said, we designed thank you notes. Each person who received the donation from that sponsor would hand sign the thank you note and deliver the thank you note in person, because it means a lot more. We needed that. So overall, we really enjoyed working with K-Soul, and Charles was absolutely amazing. He was so supportive and enthusiastic about anything we proposed, literally anything. He was so excited. And we really hope that everything we've put together and prepared for the next year helps y'all spread awareness and gain funds that y'all.
Good.
And then we have the video, but since it's in PDF, it doesn't show. So let me pull it up really quick.